to put something together real quick this week, so I made a vegetarian meatball sub. Check it out. Okay, so I'm doing my plant-based meatball sub today, and I used pure Farmland plant-based meatballs. I've already covered them in extra virgin olive oil, about 2 tablespoons, and I added my seasoning. So what I used is Lawry seasoning salt. I used parsley flakes, Italian seasoning, basil leaves, black pepper, and some garlic powder. So I just tossed them, making sure that I put the seasoning on both sides. So I actually seasoned one side, flipped them over, seasoned the other side. And what I'm going to do is put them in the air fryer for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to flip them and leave them in there for another 10 minutes. So after that, then I'll saute them in my pasta sauce and we'll be done. Okay, so I'm done air frying my meatballs. So I just put it in some Preggo tomato sauce. Put a little bit more salt and pepper and parsley and basil in there. And then let it saute for about 5 minutes. And we ready to eat, y'all. Hey guys, give me some air hugs. Welcome to Fat Vegetarian. I'm your girl Latiera, aka your favorite cousin. Thank you so much for joining me again this week. Today I have a meatball sub with some chips. I need to do something real quick today. So, I don't want to do nothing too big, but I know if you haven't noticed, I've been doing these videos a little later and later in the week because I literally been super busy working this week. Probably worked about over 50 hours this week, so really just trying to make sure I make time for everything. So let me give y'all some before I start. I did add some mozzarella cheese and some Parmesan cheese, and I melted it in my air fryer on bake after I put it on the bun. So y'all just don't understand how hungry I am right now. So how y'all doing? These last couple of weeks have been really interesting, to say the least. I guess COVID-19 gone, I don't know. But it seemed like the whole of Georgia open to me. But I don't know. This morning I was watching Dave Chappelle's, well, it's actually not really comedy, but he had a show, a 30-minute segment, talking about everything that's been going on. It's called 846, so if you haven't had the opportunity, check that out. I know he's supposed to be a comedian and all that, but it's a time to be serious and everything ain't funny all the time, so. I really think if you haven't had the opportunity, you should take a look at that. Also, something I heard, I actually looked into a little bit, but I still want to do some more research on. Did you know that Georgia is still one of the few states that do not have a hate crime law? I just can't fathom why that would be the case. Everything that's been going on for centuries, decades. I don't understand why every state wouldn't have a hate crime law. Well, I know that they tried to push it through before, and it was resistance from the Senate. And now they're trying to push it through again. HB 426. It's a House bill. From my understanding, on what I read, it failed. Well, the bill is supposedly weak because first of all, it was housed in Title 17, which made it more of a procedural tool instead of being housed in Title 16, which all of the crimes and prosecutable offenses are housed. So I think that's what made it more of a procedural tool, and it also is just more of a sentence enhancer instead of an actual law that can be prosecuted. So technically, if the bill passed, then I still don't think it would be considered a hate crime. It's not something that you would actually get a justifiable amount of sentencing for. It will only add probably 1 or 2 years onto a sentence if you were committed of certain acts. That's my understanding of it. I still need to do some additional research up on it, but I know that on June 15th, there actually still is supposed to be another vote on the bill. I think it's worth looking into further, and even if it is a sentence enhancer, I think it's something that's a step in the right direction so that we can have a bill or a law in place for the state of Georgia that can maybe be built upon in order for us to make strides to get to a hate crime law, because that's just ridiculous. So we don't even have that. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's about 4 states that don't currently have laws, but don't quote me on that. I'm not certain. But once I finish up here today, I'm gonna go and do as much additional research as I can, and that way I can do my part. So on June 15th, if I need to contact my state and local officials in order to do what I can to help get that bill passed in, that's what I'll be doing. So I would just say, look it up. Look into it. I love to be able to have these conversations with people and, you know, learn if somebody's more knowledgeable about subjects like this, or if I misspoke or said anything out of context in regards to the bill and what it stands for and what it represents. Then I would love to hear about it. I would love to know more. But I'm just basing off what my interpretation of what I read is, but I'm all for that advancement. So like I said, even if it's just a small step, I'm with it. This up good, yeah. I got a little sweet taste. I'm pretty sure it's from the tomato sauce. Next time, I think what I would want to do is when I put the seasonings on there, I would grind it in, well, blend it into my meatball and then reshape it into a ball. That way I will get more flavor from the seasonings. But it's still back. At the end of this video, I'll go ahead and post, well, actually, I'll put it in the description. I'll post some links for websites that I actually went on to look up the information about HB 426. I actually heard about it on the radio also. I think you can also find some information at magicatl.com. But I'm done, y'all. I hope everybody continues to stay positive and prayerful, and that you continue to be blessed and be a blessing to those around you. Thank y'all so much for joining me again, and I'll see you next week.